Hello. In traditional origami, we would normally start with a square and then fold it into a three-dimensional object according to our imagination. We don't normally use scissors or knives, although you can. For example, if I have a square here, a 6-inch square, I can fold it horizontally and then vertically and then along the diagonals, plus a few other folds. I can shape it into a three-dimensional structure like this. Like it's like a bell. Okay, looks pretty. You can fold a square into a boat, or if you like, it can transform to a pinwheel. And this is the starting point of many other shapes. Or if you like, you can make a fish, an angelfish. And there are hundreds, perhaps thousands of objects, birds, insects, butterflies you can make out of a square. It's really an affordable way to have fun, especially for young children. Occasionally, we need to fold a piece of paper repeatedly, like this. I started this with a square. This is a square, 8.5-inch square. I folded in half. So we have a rectangle, and then I folded in half again, and in half again, and in half again, creating these 8 rectangles. And then I folded these 8 diagonals. With these 8 diagonals, you can fold this rectangle into a circle, like that. Okay. And then you can open it. It's a nice looking structure, like a seashell. It's perhaps one of those hyperbolic surfaces. This can be challenging for young children because these diagonal folds are not easy to make. There's one way to do that if you use this tool. Can you see that? It's called a perforator. Fancy name. It's like a gear, cogwheel. You can roll, and this can make those creases easier to fold for young children. And of course, if you introduce a ruler and a pencil, and it might be easier for children to keep track of those creases. Okay, let's give it a try. And I want to just want to show how a perforator like this can make things easier for young children. Here I have a square. Okay, let's start from the very beginning. I'm going to fold it in half, like that. Okay. Try your best to be accurate. Now I have a rectangle. I'm going to fold this in half again. Going back to a square, align it, align the corners, and then make that crease in the middle. Yes, you can fold it in half again, but since we have so many layers now, I would like to open it and fold these 2 squares separately. Okay. Make a one, and then turn it, make another fold. The goal is to avoid folding multiple layers. Okay? And we need to make this, that's 1/4, 1/4, 1/4, 1/4, right? These are the 4th folds. If you like, you can draw those lines with young children, and you can always use a ruler to draw those lines. 1, 2, 3, right? And then we're going to fold this again, okay, into 1/8. Okay, fold it in half, make a crease with your fingernails, and draw a line if you want to. And then we're going to make the other 3 creases. The one we need 1 fold there. We're going to there are many ways to do it, and you can just turn it and then align those existing creases or lines. If you have drawn a line, press hard, and we are going to do the last one there. Okay, align these 2. Again, the goal is to avoid folding multiple layers. All right, now if you take a close look, you can see we have 7 creases there, and it'll be easier if we draw those lines with a ruler. Okay. You don't have to do these lines, but it's helpful if you work with the young children. All right. We start with a big square, 8.5 inch square. We fold it in half, and then we fold it in half again, and fold it in half, and then we fold it in half again. Okay. We did it individually, but theoretically that's what we did. We now have 8 little rectangles. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. For our hyperbolic surface, we would like to fold all these rectangles along its diagonals, like this. Well, that's one diagonal. Let me draw it. You don't have to draw it, but if you do, it's easier to talk about it on the camera. Second one, we would like to fold all these diagonals, okay? And just be consistent. You can change its orientation if you want to. Right now we are going from the lower left to the upper right. And so let me just draw all those diagonals. They are, of course, parallel to each other. Okay. One more. And here's the last one. All right. If we do not use the perforator, we would need to fold all these diagonals. It's pretty challenging to fold these rectangles, small rectangles along the diagonal. And just because it's so small and because it's diagonal, it's easier to fold the paper horizontally. Now, if we use this perforator to create those little holes, and our next step will be much easier, especially for young children. Of course, we can also run the perforator along these horizontal lines. To do that, we need a stack of construction paper. Okay, I have 2 colors. I think the dark color works better. Okay, or you can use a newspaper. We need something that's relatively soft, so the perforator can cut into these lines. You can do it by hand without using the ruler, or to make things easier, you might just as well use the ruler. Okay, you can do the horizontal ones, one by one, and then do the diagonal ones. Or you can do it one by one. It doesn't matter, all right? Let's just start from the very top. That's diagonal. Okay, just run it. You can run it back and forth if you want to, but you might cut through the paper. You do not want to cut it. You just need some holes, okay? A line of holes, perforation, to weaken the paper. One horizontal, another diagonal, like that. It's not that hard to run these little gears on the line. As you can see, you really don't need to draw these lines with a pen or pencil. You can combine these two steps. But our goal here is to show how it can be done. One more diagonal. Okay. Feel free to fast forward, and let me take my time to perforate. We don't always use that term. All these lines, these should be creases, all right? I bought this thing on Amazon for a few dollars. I think they'll last. I bought 2 of them. I think they'll last forever. All right, we're close. One more diagonal. Oh, it went off the line. Just be careful. It's a piece of paper. If you get messed up, feel free to start from scratch. All right, we have one last diagonal. All right, you can run it back and forth if you want to. Okay, we have perforated all these horizontal lines and the diagonals. Now it's time to fold along these perforated lines, and it's now easy. As you can see, one diagonal, and then our goal here is to fold everything into a circle. Okay, fold one from, you can start from the other end if you want to. I'm going to fold this horizontal line onto this triangle like that, and then there's another diagonal, fold it onto or toward the center like that. The first few can be challenging. Take your time. Okay. I think I was messed up a little like that. It's okay now. Horizontal line, push it down. Diagonal, push it down like that. Push this diagonal down. Okay. It's not deep enough for me, and fold it back and forth toward the center, as you can see. Another diagonal and horizontal line. You can push harder and cut through both layers, because we have 2 layers. Another diagonal and a horizontal line. See the pattern here? Or if you like, before you fold all these diagonals together, you can score them one by one. With the perforations, and it's not that hard to fold it in one step. Horizontal line, that's a diagonal. One diagonal, okay. Another one, last diagonal. All right. Now we have folded a rectangle into a circle. And just look at what you did. Okay, hold it this way. Either way is fine. Fold it. Now it's easier. Fold all these diagonals and horizontal lines toward the center, one by one, in a circular pattern. It's not perfect, and really depends on how accurate you have been perforating those lines. And give it a second, third, or fourth try. And all right, press it if you want to. Press all these creases. Now, what if we open these two layers? Where? Somewhere, yep, there. Pull it apart and look at the surface. It's a pretty structure, right? I think it's going to be appealing to young children. Of course, with a longer piece of paper or larger square, and you can use, well, just now we folded 8 rectangles. You can try 16 with a large square, and the idea is the same. Okay, we fold the square into a rectangle, and then we fold it again and again, creating all these small rectangles, and then we fold all these diagonals. Okay, to make things easier, you can run your perforator along all these creases back and forth on some relatively soft surface. And the goal is to punch through these lines like that. Okay, you're going to see some little holes there. Those holes, they weaken the paper, and so it's easier for children to fold. Okay, for adults too. Yeah, take some time and enjoy your project. Okay, the first time you fold this into a circle, and because the resistance, and you might have to use some effort. After that, it'll be much easier. All right, that's all I have. Next time you do an origami project with the young children, feel free to consider this tool, a perforator. Thank you.